Congratulations. Should we say congratulations already to Davido? Davido is releasing an album on the 31st of March.
Let's wait. It's not out yet, so it's not.
And no, but let me tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen,
we are back.
We're back like we never left. Hello, Oris.
Hi, James.
How are you? Congratulations. Should we say congratulations already to Davido? Davido is releasing an album on the 31st of March.
Let's wait. It's not out yet, so it's not.
And no, but let me tell you guys, it's already queued. The fact is that for him to announce that album has been queued for over a month ago. I can guarantee you for free that song's already. I mean,
the songs are ready,
and you can already pre-order already. So now you can pre-order. So the song is going to. I mean, the album will release on 31st. Everybody has been waiting for what Davido had to say.
Yeah, how about Whiskey? Whiskey that used to tell us album will come out.
No, Davido is different. Davido is different.
That is true.
Davido is different. Davido is even happy to release an album already of this music. He doesn't even waste time. Everybody has been waiting for Davido to say something. We're not saying. I mean, people are not waiting for him to just come and react about the passing of his son. People just want to hear him say something. People want to know, sort of feel or know his disposition. Is Davido okay? Is he done mourning? Is he okay? Is he happy? Is he still sad? How does he feel? People want to just know what's been going on with Davido, and then and eyes have been fixed on his Instagram. I mean, one time they say, "Oh, Davido has unfollowed Eniola Badmus," just mixed reaction everywhere based on logistics. We just want to know what is up with Davido, but finally Davido has come up to say. In fact, one time too, he deleted a lot of the pictures and stuff.
I think there's just
content
4 or 5 now
on his page. So, and when that happens, you know that the person is about to say something or something else is coming, and eventually he did. I think it was on when did he put out that? Was it on Monday? Monday, or I think it was on Monday or so. Some days ago. So, and finally said he's coming out a new album titled Timeless. Timeless is a very strong album title. Oris, what do you think about the first of all the news that Davido has spoken first of all put out something?
Yeah, I think the first thing about it is it's in my view it's a great business decision. Mostly for 2 reasons. The first one being that Davido waited until after the elections to announce this. There's no saying that you can't probably if there were no elections, he probably would have made the announcements previously, But now he said that it's going to come out. I think he just waited. There's a lot of noise. Truth of the matter is that during the 2-3 weeks of the election period, nothing else could have broken through the noise.
The storm.
Exactly. The election storm. That's a good word. Exactly. The election storm. So he waited, and to a time when that is subsiding, and then news of his own stuff can at least rank somewhere high in terms of trending news. So great business decision on the other hand. Secondly, of course, I think everybody's aware of what the man went through last year, and for us, at least for his fans, and even for anybody who's interested in pop culture at all, the question has always been, okay, when will Davido be back? Obviously, what he did, his time away is kind of the equivalent of when maybe a parent dies and the staff puts in an application for for leave or maternity leave or something from the office. The fact is that for this period of time, your employers understand that you might not be able to function at work. So take this time, be with your family, just clear your head or whatever. When you are through, you come back. So this is exactly what he did. So the news for me was just on the one hand, smart business decision to say, let the elections be over and then I can announce. And so, of course, I have some kind of airtime to myself on the one hand. On the other hand, also the idea is that, okay, maybe this is a fresh start. This is not moving on, because I said this earlier on radio, that I don't think anybody really moves on from that kind of a tragedy that happened to him and his family last year. But at least you can say it's a moving on in terms of life. Your life will still continue. So that for me is the major thing about that. In terms of Davido records, and I think this is his 4th album, I think. 4th album, but they had an EP, the Son of Mercy EP, yes. So I think this is his 4th album, 4th full-length album. And so I need to ask, what are you expecting?
So I'm expecting a lot of. I mean, coming off the incident, the whole last year, like it was. I mean, not the whole of last year actually, but from after that incident till date, it's been a quiet season for Davido in terms of record releases, and even with conversations, controversy.
That's for Davido.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been out of circulation. I think he's only showed up twice: the World Cup thing, and his uncle's
inauguration. So, so looking at Davido's past projects, there's always, or we can count. There's always a season of hits, like this big record that he'll put out. I mean, not necessarily making the complete project a good one or a fantastic 100% one, but Davido has thrived on hit singles,
hits music making.
Yes, so this time around I'm expecting, but what has not happened this time around is that there's no single that precedes this particular project. If we look at what we've had from Davido from in the past, should I say 2 years or so, no, maybe let me just say last year, I don't know, but there's just no single, and the last single he put out was Stand Strong off the World Cup theme song, and I think that song might not be a single like that.
Well, that's a single, I think. It wasn't an album.
Okay, no, it was a single. So maybe that song might come on this album. It might, show up on this album. I'm thinking yes, it might actually show up on this album.
It might, because it would look like, in terms of a theme of his life, kind of.
Yeah, because that song came not so long after, even I think, not so long after. No, it was before the son's passing.
It was before, of course. It was before the son's
passing. But something else happened around that time before the song passed. I think it wasn't 44.
It wasn't 44. No, I think he just put it up because there had been a hint that he was going to do that with that group because he had seen them work with Kanye.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that's
probably,
he just released it there.
But then it became more, prominent or more. It made more sense, or became more. We could connect more with the song when that whole Ifeanyi incident happened. But now this album, what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating that he will still do his whole party or fast-paced. Should I just say he wants to have a hit record that people, something that a lot of people are going to, or that's going to go viral. Let me use the word viral, popular music. I'm also anticipating that but when you use a title like Timeless, it can fall under the simile, or it can be a simile to of evergreen, timeless record, like, and if you look at Davido's career, Davido has spanned, I think about 11 going to 12 years in this, and then he's been consistent in that time, which is probably why you can say he's been timelessly, relevant in this industry as far as the situation is concerned, which is actually not an easy, because we can count the people that came around when he also started, and people that are no longer there as much, so I'm expecting some spiritual records. I'm expecting some songs that you just are not particularly for you to dance to but just to listen to him pour out his heart. I'm expecting him to have a record there about what he went through, or the loss of his son. I'm expecting songs about victory, defeat. Some of the things that he said in that post that he did announcing the record. There's time for this, there's time for that, there's time for tomorrow, there's time to, all those things. I'm expecting something around that whole theme. I mean, we had some instrumentals that were sort of like a carousel of sound when he was talking, and I just feel like that's probably what we should. Some of the things.
Of course, some of the sounds from the album.
Yes, from the album. We don't know how many tracks we should be expecting. I don't think we do.
Davido is always over producing songs, so who knows?
Yeah, so but it's fingers crossed. I mean, 31st is just less than a week from now.
Yeah, I have I have thoughts as to what I will be expecting, and what I also feel like Davido kind of person is, in my own view. I think that one thing we haven't said as a culture or as commentators on the culture in Nigeria or in Africa is that actually, in terms of our big artists, Davido is our most autobiographical. He's our he's an artist that his life finds a way of showing up in his music. So the other person who is also like that, I think Burna Boy to a lesser extent, but the 20 Burna Boy is that Burna Boy's more autobiographical tracks, in my view, are not the same thing as the popular tracks. Davido, the hit songs are the songs that are about him. So if you remember, not even about his own songs, even like when he's featured, he had the song, the very popular one, where he had addressing the whole
the Dele Momodu thing.
Yes. That whole thing with him and his girlfriend and his baby mama and the son, and the Dubai travel thing, and with his in-law in quotes, Dele Momodu played out in the Humble Smith song. What was the name of the song? Osinachi, good, exactly, the remix. When he had the thing with Caroline Danjuma about his friend passing, it was in fire. It was in fire. When he showed up in the beginning and he had that whole thing about trying to prove that he's bigger than everybody.
That one's
all of you.
We also have the one. Yeah, we also have the one with Assurance. When he
Assurance, exactly. When he exactly gave his baby a gift, there was the song Assurance. Even in the same vein, when it looks like okay, their love was hot and strong, he did them 1 million.
The album, his last album had the picture of his son Ifeanyi.
Exactly on the cover. Like so yes, he's our most autobiographical pop musician actually in Nigeria. So I'm expecting that somehow the tragedy he's faced, it now depends on when the chunk of the album was recorded. Because of course the other album is at least 2 years old, I think. A Better Time. I think it's about 2 years or more old actually. So it means that, so I'm not sure. So if there were songs that maybe that did not make that album, if those ones show up at this one, or there are songs that happened after the release of that album and the death of his son, then okay, maybe we would not get a lot of that. But I think if some of the songs came after the death of his son, of Ifeanyi, we are going to get a couple of tracks addressing how he felt about it, because he's just an autobiographical artist. That kind of person he is. At the same time, I also know that Davido is also a canny businessman. So by that I mean he's a smart businessman as well. So, and he likes to party, he likes to groove. So along with the songs that are addressing that, I would expect, in fact, it's almost certain that there's still going to be regular Davido pop club hits
songs
on this particular album. The one thing that has changed, I believe, is the fact that unlike back in the day when it looks like Davido would tell you what the hit songs are by scheduling singles before the album is released. That has not happened in this case. So what it looks like we are going to get now is there's going to be a single, maybe like a video. There's a single also which also has a video released along with the album. But everything else is going to be up to us to decide which is the hit jam, which is the non-hit jam, which one likely would they probably want to invest money in promoting and otherwise. So that's probably what's going to happen this time. So I think that's the major difference between what we'll get this time and what has gone before. And we haven't really seen Davido albums actually that are entirely about one subject. Except of course the subject is hits. He just wants to a collection of hit songs, which seems to have been the thing that the Nigerian album has kind of been, I think maybe since Moving to More Hits, and then emphasized heavily with Wizkid's Superstar. You get those two albums kind of made us establish the Nigerian album, the pop album, as an album that's a collection of hits that might not be as maybe cohesive as say the Two-Face albums of the past. So if you listen to Face to Face, for instance, or the Infinite Baga
From Grass to
African
Grace,
Queen,
from Face to Face, okay,
I'm
yeah.
talking Face to Face, yeah.
Yeah.
African Queen, the last song on the album, okay, even songs like Keep On Rocking, you know, that seems to have been an album that you listen to and it feels like the album itself is like something that is whole. Not every song is a party or like a club hit, but it functions as an album that you listen to both inside your car or both at home or play a few songs in a club, you know, that kind of thing. That's, you know, but Mushin to More Hits and especially Superstar kind of established the Nigerian pop album as an album that you play outdoors. P Square 2 also had the same thing going on, but they also had songs that were, you know what, a lot more cooler. Now today you don't take, yeah, you know, say me, I know the lie, you know, all those kind of that kind of thing. So, but anyway, Wizkid was the one who really pushed that idea that, you know what, a collection of hits after hits
Yeah,
after
it was
hits.
just a commercial, like
Exactly, just full
commercial
blown. You know what?
project.
It's just the idea is like outdoor playing. You will see a, what do they call him? A guy playing.
I mean, we should
playing
leave it.
stuff on the streets,
We should
you
leave
know?
it at one day call when you talk about that's Mushin to More.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Mushin to Moise was the one that kind of did it. I feel like with Wizkid's album, it now really emphasized that, oh, this is the modern Nigerian pop album direction. Hit after hit after hit. Unlike before, where you have a few hits, but you have a few considered songs. So it might be the case now that Davido shows up, and Davido now, because of the tragedy and because of the kind of person he is, there's a mix. We now probably have that kind of like mix with this. So that's kind of what I would be expecting. I'm also assuming that because of the way he was talking about Stand Strong, you know, about how, oh, sometimes it makes you dance, he also wants to make you think and stuff, you know. I think, and now he's named this album Timeless. There's a sense in which that it might not be an album that's just full of mindless, brainless hits, but some of the songs are going to be more considered because, you know, in the way, yes, because in the way we think about things that are timeless or like evergreen, they are not really, we don't really think about them as hit tracks. We're thinking about the songs that you can chill and listen to. That's kind of what it looks like in our head. That, oh, when you think about a song that's supposed to be evergreen, it's a song that you can just always play. It might not be hot now, but it just be hot on a very low level forever. So I think that's probably what we should be expecting. But I think the main question I want to ask you again, James, is now that we've spoken about the anticipation of the announcement itself, spoken about what possibly it could be when it does come out. The question I like you to address is: do you think there is a space at all for people like us, even regular people, even the online critics, you know, to say this isn't a very good album if it is not a very good album? Do we have any sort of right to pronounce judgments that is probably true, but might be construed in a very interesting way given the circumstances surrounding the release of this album, especially, of course, I'm speaking specifically about the death of Ifeanyi. Do we have the right to say, you know what, this isn't very good?
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, one of the things about what we do, just like we're taught in journalism, is that you have to do your job without fear of evil. Music is art. Art can be criticized. Even the greatest artworks in any form that you can think of it can be criticized, can actually be sort of scored. If you can score it, then it can also be criticized, you know. So yes, if this album drops and when you call it timeless, this album drops and we are listening to it, and you know, you said something about senseless hits or senseless records, like you know, it just goes you know, with what lyrics and what, you know, definitely. I mean, so we might not just throw words loosely. I mean, for someone like me, I will not throw words loosely based off I mean, depending on what the album says. If he's telling us that I'm back, let's just party, and okay, Davido is back to just party like nothing happened, we flow with it. But if you come and you're trying to give me an trying to buy my emotions,
yes.
You know, try to buy my emotion, try to tell me how you actually feel or how you felt when this whole thing was happening and stuff. And then, I mean, I understand that when things happen, that the person that actually goes through that thing is the one that can tell you how he actually feels or how it feels. Do you understand? The other people are just, we can only try to understand or try to connect with what you say to us. But at the end of the day, a lot of people have lost something or somebody precious to them as well. Even creators like Davido. I mean, the band went through a similar difficult time. But I saw the band in America last September. I've seen the band a couple of times, even back here in Lagos. The band has a new song with Timaya right now, Chop Life. The band is happy everywhere. The band went through similar. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the band has been able to deal with it and also been able to move past it. The band has had 2 other children after the loss of his son. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we're not trying to compare situations, but I'm saying that as far as work is concerned, some people will tell you that, look, this thing is life, it has happened, we have to move on. It means that if you come back to work and you're doing badly at work, we'll say, okay, do you think you want to take more break? You want to take a break? You want to actually stay away some more?
Yeah.
You know, this thing is not working. So I feel like if Davido puts or releases a record that does not stand at par, even with his past works, we should be able to say, no, Davido, this is not working. No, Davido, it's a 0 for us. No, Davido, it is XYZ amount score for you. So, but as far as art is concerned, as far as the work is concerned, because some people might not even know your story and they come and listen to the song, like, what's this guy singing?
Exactly.
Are you going to blame the guy for
not
saying,
knowing?
Do you understand?
For not Googling before you.
So there's no room for sentiment. You are a content creator, you are an artist, you have to deliver. You know, some people will tell you that, look, no matter what the situation is, I'm going to show up as I used to. So, but it is also important for us to now still say, when we look at Davido's past works, can we say he's been above average when it comes to the quality of albums that he has released in the past?
Why are you asking now?
Yes.
Personally, I know this probably, I don't know, it should not be controversial in my view, but I've always felt like Davido's best album is actually the second one, A Good Time.
Okay.
I didn't think highly of A Better Time, and I remember I was really, really underwhelmed by Omo Babalo, his debut album, because he had had so many good singles, and then the album is like, what is this? In fact, the album came out and I almost felt like after the launch, which was a success, I think, of course he had big men there. I think Dangote was only for that launch. I wasn't just impressed by that first album. Then even the EP as well. Even the EP, he doesn't want to remember the EP. you know, I think so. Yeah, so I've always felt like the one really good album from Davido is actually A Good Time. The rest of them have been either average or just below average. But his singles have been excellent, of course. He has his singles.
Check this out. For me, his first album, I actually liked.
Okay.
Like, I liked a lot, because I can actually, even from the top of my head, I can just remember a lot of, even we talked about All of You, and he had Skelewu, he had...
No, Skelewu was not in that album. Was just a single.
Okay, it was just a single. Okay, so, I mean, okay, so he had Omo Babalowo song itself. He had that song with...
Does anyone remember that song? This was a song with that title. I can't remember. It was
that's Davido now, sorry. That's Davido. They had the Kuro song. He had the which other one again?
That's album, yeah. That
album had that song. It had a lot of fantastic songs.
Yeah. Anyway, for me, the album had maybe more than 12 songs. I can't remember, because I feel they always a lot of songs, you know. But there's only 3 or 4 that anybody, I think, except Davido and his family members, would remember from that album. For me, that is not a pass. If I felt like all of these songs that were that are memorable today are all singles. Now, compare that with Two Face's first 2 albums.
No. So let's not compare it.
Okay, exactly.
I'm just saying,
Davido
to himself, you know, which actually brought the question.
No, I just my own is I'm talking about like an album as like an entire.
I totally understand.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, hey, even compared to his own contemporary Wizkid's first album too, where practically everybody knows all the songs. So my point is, I just never felt that album was a good album, frankly. A Good Time though, I thought, okay, this one, because a number of songs that you don't even know the title, but you're like, okay, that jam. So that's kind of how I feel about Davido. So in my own view, if this forthcoming album has the same kind of atmosphere of a good time, fine. If it doesn't, then we are going to have to say Davido. But here's something I worry about. In Nigeria, or maybe not in Nigeria, maybe everywhere, I find that a lot of artists, when they want to be serious, they fail at it. So, for instance, look at Nigeria. If you're thinking about the songs that we've done for Nigeria, as in like all of our patriotism songs, our International Women's Day, all those kind of like songs that are for good causes. How many of them really, in the past 10-15 years,
done well?
I've done, yes. I've even like songs that, okay, you want to even play again.
Only,
or even,
it's almost like, I can almost say it's just Tim Takolo's.
Only time, yes, that's probably the only song, the only one, probably. And there are plenty of those songs that have been released every Independence Day, all of those things. None of them is memorable. So it feels like, the writing, the production, when it comes to those things, I always like, what's happening here?
I mean, talking about what you're saying, I'm just saying, like, the past 10 years or something, but I mean, another one would now come from a blast from the past when you got win news and
that's exactly, yes, you know. So but anyway, there are very, very, very few songs. So I'm always usually nervous when a Nigerian artist wants to become serious about like creating pop music, because I'm just like, you people don't know how to do this thing, because the writing generally in Nigerian music is poor, and those kind of songs are really songs that are really based on what you are saying. It now means that there's always going to be something just a little bit off about this. Maybe it's too sappy, too corny, just not well written. So all those things are always things that kind of prop up. But of course, people like Burna Boy, they have mastered. Look at Burna Boy's song, the one about the one he released just to commemorate the NSAS
situation.
Yes,
is it NSAS?
Yeah, after October 22.
Okay.
2020.
Okay.
Even the one he did, the one on
Whiskey.
Burna Boy, even the Burna Boy one. Sorry, not Burna. Sorry, it's the Bossman, Black Panther kind of song. Decent song as well. You get people like MI too. MI did a song after the Alu 4 incident, yes, and it was called, I think, Ashes or something. Also another decent song as well. Very few artists have been able to like address something seriously, and then the song is like, a song that you feel, okay, this is actually a song that is a good song.
Rest in peace. Sounds
also a very good tribute to what has happened. You get. Because those two things are not usually they might not be the same thing, So anyway, so my own is like, I'm always very nervous when advances are trying to be serious. I'm just like, you need to get the tone right. You also need to get the words right. So let's hope that Davido manages to do both.
Yes,
it's at the 1st of March, so we'll find out very soon.
Just, I mean, in the tail of what you're saying, shout out to Sound Sultan as well. That's another guy who does some
yes, of
music.
course, yes. Allowed to hear Sound Sultan, yes.
So. Somebody's not happy about this Davido's album dropping on the 31st.
Who was that?
What's his name again? I just forgot this now. Black
Bones.
Black Bones, yeah.
The rapper.
Black Bones did an album on the 31st of March as well. And
wait,
he's not happy.
Another album?
Yes.
When was the last one?
Is that like
that Preacher song?
2 years ago? No, last year or something. I think it was
just last year or like early this year.
So, but he's dropping something on 31st of March because he posted and said,
maybe it's a single. Like another album.
Okay, I hope it's a single. I hope it's not an album. But he's dropping something on 31st, and he's already not happy about the fact that Davido is dropping an album on that same day.
Unfortunately,
that's bad news for him.
Yes, really bad. Yes,
whoever is dropping anything on that 31st,
just forget it.
Don't worry.
Or drop
just
it.
Wait.
Drop it. Don't announce it.
Yes, don't announce.
Don't announce it.
Don't spend money on promotion that day.
Yes.
Give it like a week. Let Davido's one.
Look at Davido's just the announcement he made. It was #1 trending for like 2 days.
Everywhere. Everywhere. So guys,
if you are maybe if you cannot push your release it, but don't promote anything. Just let it be until later.
So this show or this episode of this show was not sponsored by Davido, guys, but we are dedicating it to Davido,
exactly.
And that's how the show has gone for the day, and we're done actually.
Yes, we are done.
So James Salas,
and
always here. See you guys on the next one.
All right, guys.
Peace.